right, so we're off to the ranch. So the ranch is in Aromas, California. That is the original home of the CrossFit Games. That's where they were born. Back in 2007, it was an open event. If you were doing CrossFit or if you had heard of it, and not many people had at that point, you could show up at the ranch, sign your name up, and compete to be the fittest person in the world. Obviously, a lot's changed since then. The ranch is also Dave Castro's private CrossFit gym as well. So, anyways, let's get right into today's workout. This is a classic chipper, meaning we're gonna have 4 movements, and you're working through this one for time. How it's gonna flow is we've got 100 single dumbbell thrusters into 80 alternating leg V-ups, into 60 air squats, into 40 sit-ups. Now, with the chipper, that means you've got to finish each movement before you move on to the next, meaning you can't do 20, right? You can't break that into 4 or break that into 4 sets. You've got to do all 100 thrusters before you move on. So, you're going to want a challenging weight. We don't want to go light just because it looks like a big number, but it's going to be one where you're going to be more about being methodical in those early rounds, right? Because it's really inside those first 2 rounds, you've completed much more than half the work after you've done those first 2 movements. So let's take a look at that. Our thrusters, our single dumbbell thrusters, right? We start with that dumbbell on the ground. We're into a full squat depth, right? And as those hips extend, we push that dumbbell overhead. So essentially, it becomes a squat into a push press, okay? That's really what a thruster is. So again, seeing that from the side, we're to depth, and as that hip hits extension, we're using that energy to transfer that dumbbell overhead. Now, you can do them in sets of 10 and 10 on either arm. You want to get 50 per arm, so alternate them however you like. If you want to go 5 and 5, the goal there, challenging weight, move through methodically. The RX weight, or the prescribed weight for this workout, would be 50 and 35. So it would be better, it takes you a little longer, and we build that thruster strength for the open that's coming up, okay? As soon as we're done those 100 thrusters, we are moving into 80 alternating leg V-ups. So we're here, right, we're reaching long, we're snapping that leg, driving that core to ground, and just looking to touch those toes, okay? Now, if we can't do the full V-up, we've got that bent knee option. We're here, right? You're probably gonna find the first 20 feel great, then they're gonna get tough, okay? So, 80 alternating leg V-ups. As soon as you've done that, we're jumping up to stand. Air squats, should be an area where you're gonna make up some time, okay? Because an air squat, right, we saw that in our stretcher. We're to depth, tall chest, knees tracking out over those feet, and we're just working our way through 60 reps. So you're probably going to find that those 60 air squats are going to take you just over a minute to about a minute and a half, right? So we're here to depth, right? Every rep, right? Don't short them. The other thing as well is when we hit the top, we got to hit extension, right? We can't just do these. I see lots of these when people get in the gym and into WODs and they want to go fast. No. We got to stand them all the way up. Okay? After that's done, we're back down to ground. We're moving into 40 sit-ups. So feet are together. We're reaching long. We're sitting those up. That shoulder gets past the hip crease every time. The other thing we're doing is we're not bouncing those, right? Right, so if you get bouncing, your butt starts sliding around on the floor, hence the raspberry patch will show up. So try to keep that butt anchored to the ground. If we don't have that ability to do full sit-ups, no problem. Put that feet under the couch, right? Under some dumbbells, whatever. We're sitting them up. But again, we're lifting with that core, and those shoulders meet the hip crease every time for 40 reps. So, as you can see, it's just 280 reps for time. They're gonna pile up. The thrusters are there to make you good and tired. Breathe, breathe, breathe while you're doing those thrusters. If you lose your breath in thrusters, this workout gets miserable real fast. Good luck.